Welcome everyone to the Court of Honor for Ian Brum. Please turn all devices on to silent. And now before we begin our program, I'd like to introduce some of the leaders from Troop 7155. So Scoutmaster Todd Eddy. Assistant Scoutmaster Howard Hess. Assistant Scoutmaster Bruce Pilirchik. Assistant Scoutmaster Dave Kelly. Assistant Scoutmaster Alex Peterson. Assistant Scoutmaster Sean Machise. Assistant Scoutmaster Mike Israel. And the Assistant Scoutmaster during Ian's troop experience, Doug Franks. Thank you all for helping Ian on his path to Eagle. I'd like to call up Wendy Sender to deliver the opening invocation.
Stand by me.
Good morning. I was asked to do this invocation today, and in sticking with the true Epic Eagle style, I will keep it short but meaningful. As we sit here today to honor the amazing work that Ian has accomplished, I want you to all take a few minutes and think about these things. Think about what the Scout oath and law are, how these words should apply to each and every one of us. Think about the motto, be prepared, and how important that is in our day-to-day life. I am reminded of what we ask for our Scouts at border reviews. What does a good turn mean to you, and do you do one daily? I want to task each and every one of you sitting here to not only think about these things in our day-to-day lives, but to remember this. Even a small act of kindness can have a large impact. Be a blessing every day. You never know when a kind word, a small gesture, or a simple act can make a difference to a person or to the world. Care for each other and the environment. We only get one chance to punch our ticket and take a ride in the thing we call life. Do something great and leave the world better than you found it. We can all make a difference, so be a blessing and spread love and kindness. Take a second to take a breath and remember that we can all make a difference. Be the difference, be a blessing.
All right, we now have our flag ceremony. Everyone please rise.
Color guard, hold. Post your colors. Papa salute. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
2. Will all Scouts and Scouters please remain standing? All others may be seated. Color guard, about face.
Thank you.
Scout sign. On my honor, I will
do my best to do my duty, to guide my country, to obey its law, help other people at all times, keep myself physically strong, mentally awake, and morally straight. Scout is trustworthy, loyal, helpful, friendly, courteous, kind, obedient, cheerful, busy, brave, clean, and reverent.
2. Color guard, forward, march.
You may be seated. I'd like to call on Scoutmaster Eddy as a representative of Scouts BSA to officially convene this Court of Honor.
By the power vested in me by the National Council of the Scouts BSA, I declare this Court of Honor to be duly convened for the sole purpose of presenting the Eagle Scout Award to Ian Brum. Trevor, please introduce our recipient.
Ian Brum is a Scout from Troop 7155. He has been Scout since Cub Scouts, and he is now having his Eagle today. He has earned over 100 merit badges, has completed a very large Eagle project, if I might say. Now I'd like to invite up some of our special guest speakers. I'd like to invite Mr. Joe Cerisi up to speak.
Well, good morning.
Good morning.
And thank you for inviting me here. I also want to thank where we are and let us remember all those who serve and have served and make sure we honor them every day. And as we look to honor Ian today, his project couldn't have done more to honor those that have served. And I'll tell you a little story. We happened to just be in Victory Park, walking around one day. I don't know why. Maybe I went to the market across the street and saw this cement pad there, and I thought, what are they doing here? Then we were back in, and we saw like the structure going up. I'm like, wow, I wonder what they're building here. And we happened upon him the one day that he was there, and we started talking. He said, this is my Eagle Scout project. I'm like, this is an Eagle Scout project? This looks like something the borough is taking on with a major contractor. I couldn't believe the caliber of the project that we were seeing. My wife and I sat there in amazement, like, this is a kid who put his time and energy in, not only to do the project, but to think about the project, and to think about those who have served. How often do we come across someone of this caliber? Now, I've done this job, I'm in my 7th year. I can't tell you how many of these ceremonies I've done. This is the really, and I'm gonna get in trouble and no one tell anybody I said this, but this is the biggest and the best project I have ever seen. I'm so proud of him to be able to do this and to have met him and spoken to him and then talked to him about it. And another thing that I'm really happy with is I love to swing. So I didn't want to get up. I think that one day you were there, I was get off. I don't know which branch of government I was under. But, you know, it is a great project. It's a reminder to us for those who have served our nation. It's a reminder to the community that when we put our head to it, we can do great things. To have a kid, well, no longer a kid, but a young gentleman be able to come out and do this project, to fundraise on his own, to build it with the help he had from the family, which is great. The layout of plans, I mean, if you don't get into an architect school, I don't know what's going on here. But I can't thank you enough and congratulate you. I don't have the proclamation because, you know, Harrisburg works like a snail, and they haven't gotten us the proclamation. It takes 6 weeks. No clue why. They could just print it up and give it to us. But you get a hard binder like the one you got over that for that one. The same type of thing I'm supposed to get. They told me it will be coming, so I apologize. But I want to tell you that this is a project that you should be proud of. Your family needs to be proud of for all the hard work that your family's done with you and the community is proud of you. This is a project that will last the course of time. When that market opens again this year, you'll be the talk of the town once again. You go over and watch the people sitting there, swinging on those swings, and looking at what you created. This is a great tribute. So I'm honored to be here to honor you today. Congratulations. Congratulations to the family, all of you who put the time in, and to all the scouts in the room for everything you're doing. Thank you very much.
Now I invite Mr. Eddie, Bennett, Trevor, and John to come forward for the Scout Law ceremony. Let us renew our spirit by reminding ourselves of the meaning of the Scout Law.
This candle represents the spirit of scouting, a spirit which burns bravely in the heart of every scout. Let us renew our spirit by reminding ourselves the meaning of the Scout Law.
A scout is trustworthy. A scout's honor is to be trusted. If he were to violate his honor by telling a lie, or by cheating, or by not doing exactly a given task, when trusted on his honor, he may be directed to hand over his scout badge. Trustworthiness is the badge of honesty. Having Having it lets you look at anyone straight in the eye. Lacking it, they won't look back. Keep it at the top of your list. A scout is loyal. He is loyal to all to whom loyalty is due. His scout leaders, his family, his parents, and his country. The very word is life itself. Without loyalty, we have no love of person or country. A scout is helpful. You must be prepared at any time to save life, help injured persons, and share their home duties. You must do at least one good turn somebody every day. Part sharing, part caring. By helping each other, we help ourselves, not to mention mankind. Be always full of hope, the dying man's last word. A scout is friendly. He's a friend to all and a brother to every other scout. Brotherhood is a part of that word. You can take it in a lot of directions, and do, but make sure to start with brotherhood. A scout is courteous. He is polite to all, especially to women, children, and elderly people, and the weak and helpless. He must not take pay for being helpful or courteous. He allows each person their human dignity, which means a lot more than saying yes ma'am and thank you sir. It reflects an attitude that later in life you wish you honored more earlier in life. Say yourself that problem, do it now. A scout is kind. He is a friend to animals. He will not kill or hurt any living creatures needlessly, but will strive to save and protect all life. This is one word that could stop wars and erase hatred, but it's like your bicycle. It's no good unless you get out and use it.
A scout is obedient. He obeys his parents, scoutmaster, patrol leader, and any other person in a position of authority. Start at home, practice it on your family, enlarge it to your friends, and share it with humanity. A scout is cheerful. He smiles whenever he can. His obedience to orders is prompt and cheery. He never shirks or grumbles at hardships. Anyone can put on a happy face when the going's good. The secret is to wear it as a mask when dealing with a problem. It might surprise you how many others do the same thing. A scout is thrifty. He does not wantonly destroy property. He works faithfully, wastes nothing, and makes the best use of his opportunities. He saves his money so that he may pay his own way, be generous to those in need, and be helpful to worthy causes. He may work for pay, but must decline tips for courtesies and good terms. It means a lot more than putting pennies away, and it is the opposite of being cheap. Being financially responsible is truly an attribute. A scout is brave. He has the courage to face danger in spite of fear and to stand up for his rights despite the coaxing of his friends or the jeers or threats of his enemies. Defeat does not bring him down. You don't have to fight to be brave. Millions of good, fine, decent folks show your bravery than heavyweight champs just by getting out of bed every morning, going out to do a good day's work, and living the best life they know how against a lot of odds. Bravery, always remember that it comes in many forms. Learn to recognize and applaud others when they exhibit. A scout is clean. He keeps his body clean in body and thought, stands for clean speech, clean sport, clean habits, and travels with a clean crowd. Soap and water help a lot on the outside, but it's the inside that counts, and don't ever forget that. A scout is reverent. He is reverent towards God. He is faithful in his religious duties and respects the convictions of others in matters of custom and religion.
I'd like to call up Mr. Doug Franks to talk about the road to Eagle.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you. Thank you for coming out. What does it mean to be an eagle? The appeal of the majestic eagle has been felt by every great people from prehistoric times to the present day, to the Egyptians. The eagle was the messenger of the gods and the sun, a symbol of eternal life. To the Romans, he was the carrier of Jupiter's thunderbolts and a sign of power. To Native Americans, he stood as the incentive to valor and the pledge of victory. For us today, an eagle is a living symbol of all courageous and freedom-aspiring Americans, and the bald eagle is the national emblem of the United States. Though the eagle is found throughout the world, it is never found in abundance. It is always rare, and it is typically a superb specimen. We are here today to honor Ian Brum as he becomes an Eagle Scout. As we do so, it is important to reflect on what it means to be an Eagle Scout. Mr. Eddy, would you please come up and
The 1938 Handbook of First Scoutmasters put it this way: the badges which accompany his achievements, in which the scout wears on his uniform, are not shown that he has passed certain tests. They show there should be no past tense implied. On the contrary, each badge cries out, "I can right now and here." So what can an Eagle Scout do? Let's take a look at some of the things that they've done in preparing to be an Eagle Scout. John Y. Next speaker.
In terms of badges, they have earned the Scout badge in the ranks of Tenderfoot, Second Class, First Class, Star, Life, and finally Eagle. Along the way, they must earn 12 required merit badges and 9 elective merit badges for a total of 21. Ian has earned 107 and is working toward earning more. They must serve in troop leadership positions for a total of 16 months. Ian served for over 62 months, not including his leadership in the Order of the Arrow. Candidates must accrue at least 13 hours on service projects, not including the many hours they spend on their Eagle Scout service project. Ian has spent almost 2,000 hours on his Eagle project alone. And many more hours in dedicated service with both the Order of the Arrow and his community. In all, they have each completed approximately 325 different requirements. So, what have these requirements taught them? What is the Eagle Scout? I'd like to call up Doug LeBlanc to tell you about that.
First and foremost, of course, he is an outdoorsman. He knows how to camp, swim, hike, and use wood tools, build a fire, use a camp stove, and find his way with a map and compass. He spent a minimum 20 days and nights camping out in a tent he pitched on a site he selected. Ian has over 200 days of camping. Yeah. Many of those times he planned his own menu and cooked his own food. The Eagle Scout is comfortable with nature. He can identify local animals and plants, including poisonous plants. He understands the causes of water, land, and air pollution. He developed a project to solve an environmental problem.
He embodies the Scout motto, be prepared. He knows how to treat fractures, head injuries, hypothermia, convulsions, frostbite, burns, abdominal pain, muscle cramps, and victims of stroke. He knows what to do in case of fire, explosion, desert emergency, motor vehicle accident, mountain accident, food poisoning, gas leak, earthquake, flood, tornado, hurricane, atomic energy, and avalanche. The Eagle Scout is a good citizen. He's been to a city or local government meeting and knows how the local government is organized. He knows who his U.S. senators and representatives are and has written a letter to one of them about a national issue. He has read the Declaration of Independence and the U.S. Constitution.
He knows how to manage money and understands the risks and benefits of putting his money in saving bonds, mutual funds, common stocks, and real estate. He has set financial goals and worked toward achieving those goals. The Eagle Scout has also worked toward fitness goals. He completed against himself in tests of aerobic endurance, flexibility, and muscular strength. He knows what it means to be physically, mentally, and socially fit. He's a good family member. He knows what things are important to the members of his family and has talked to his family about finances, drug abuse, and growing up.
All of these things he did in order to earn the 13 merit badges required for Eagle. Beyond those, he must earn a minimum of 9 elective badges. Ian went on to earn 107 merit badges and is as of now working to earn more. So what is an Eagle? Well, to quote that old handbook for Scoutmasters again, he is a young man who is qualified to help others as well as take care of himself. His badge is not a decoration, but rather a symbol of knowledge and ability. In Scouting, the Eagle stands for strength of character. The Eagle stands for knowledge of all phases of Scouting. The Eagle represents an understanding of community and nation and a deep respect for the same. The Eagle is a symbol of what a young man has done, as well as what that young man will do and will be as he grows to manhood. The Eagle is a leader. The Eagle is respected, both by his peers and leaders. Please join me in congratulating Ian Brum on this accomplishment.
In addition to the tenets of the Boy Scouts of America, Ian also lives by the tenets of the Order of the Arrow, Scouting's honor society. These tenets are brotherhood, cheerfulness, and service. Ian has served as the Lafayette Chapter Chief and Lafayette Secretary, and has been serving as UNAMI 1's Service Committee Chairman. He has helped staff many Lafayette events and helped out at Lodge weekends both in and out of his position. As recently as yesterday, he was at Musser Scout Reservation leading the Community Service Day. He follows the tenets of the oath and the order and consistently puts service above self. Now let's call it Mr. Eddie for Scoutmaster speech.
So, I usually have this big speech prepared, but this one kind of is just an ad lib for Ian. Ian, where's Ian?
Back there.
Oh, he's over in the back. So every once in a while, we get lucky enough that we have a scout that just is crazy ambitious, and his goal is all merit badges. And as we just said, he's on his way. He's still got some work to do. But after Eagle, you earn things called their Eagle Palms for every so many merit badges. I had the pleasure over the last couple of weeks of taking care of 17 Eagle Palms. And I was like, there is no way, no other place to actually give those to him than right now. So Ian, break rank up there. Come on up. I want to give these Eagle Palms to you.
Typically, we would do individuals. We would put, with the interest of time. And here's all the hardware. Somewhere.
Nicely done.
Put all this hardware down. I'll put it right in his pocket.
Don't lose the card.
All right, Honor Guard, would you please escort the candidate forward? Again.
Honor Guard, go and watch. Honor Guard, hold. Honor Guard, duck face. Honor Guard, forward, watch.
I wanted to share a few statistics about Eagles. Only 1 out of every 4 boys in America becomes a scout. However, of any 100 boys who become scouts, it must be confessed that 30 will drop out in their first year. Perhaps this may be regarded as a failure, but later in life they will remember that they were in scouting, and most will speak well of the program. Out of the 100, only rarely one will be brought before the juvenile court system. 12 of the 100 will be from families that did not belong to a church. Through scouting, these 12 and their families will be brought into contact with the church and will continue to be active in the church all their lives. 6 of the 100 will become pastors. Approximately half of the 100 will serve in the military. In fact, 64% of Air Force Academy graduates, 68% of West Point graduates, and 70% of Annapolis graduates were scouts. At least one of the 100 will use his scouting skills to save another person's life. And one of the 100 will use his scouting skills to save his own life. Many will find their future vocations through the merit badge work and scouting contests. 17 of the 100 boys will become adult leaders and will give leaderships to thousands of boys. Among all the leaders in this nation in business, religion, and politics, 3 of 4 were scouts. Scouting's alumni record is equally impressive. 72% of Rhodes Scholars and 85% of FBI agents were scouts. And 26 of the first 29 astronauts were scouts. But for every 100 boys who join scouting, fewer than 4 will become Eagle Scouts. One will later say he values his Eagle above his college degree. This story will never end. As the golden pebble of service dropped into a human sea, it will continue to radiate in ever-widening circles, influencing the character of men through unended time. Today we honor one scout of 100. We know the things he has done in the past. Imagine what he will do in the future. Mr. Franks to give the charge.
I get the dubious honor of giving Ian the Eagle Scout charge. The foremost responsibility of an Eagle Scout is to live with honor. To an Eagle Scout, honor is the foundation of all character. They know that a scout is trustworthy is the very first point of the Scout Law for a good reason. An Eagle Scout lives honorably, not only because honor is important to them, but because of the vital significance of the example they set for the other scouts. Living honorably reflects credit on their home, their church, their troop, their community. May the white of the Eagle badge remind you to always live with honor. The second obligation of an Eagle Scout is loyalty. The Scout is true to their family, Scout leaders, friends, school, and nation. Their loyalty to their troop and their fellow Scouts makes them pitch in and carry their share of the load. All of these help build loyalty, which means devotion to community, to country, and to one's own ideals, and to God. But the blue of the Eagle badge always inspires loyalty. The third obligation of the Eagle Scout is to be courageous. Courage has always been a quality by which men measure themselves and others. To a Scout, bravery means not only having the courage to face physical danger, but the determination to stand up for the right, for what is right, trusting in God with faith and their fellow man. They look forward to each day and seeking their share of the world's work to do. Let the red of the Eagle badge remind you always of courage. The fourth obligation of an Eagle Scout is to be cheerful. To remind the Eagle Scout to always wear a smile, the red, white, and blue ribbon is attached to the scroll of the second-class Scout Award, which it ends up turned up in a smile. The final responsibility of an Eagle Scout is service. The Eagle Scout extends a helping hand to those who still toil up in scouting's trail. Just as others helped him in their climb to Eagle, the performance of the daily good turn takes on a new meaning when they enter a more adult life and continuing service to others. The Eagle stands for the protector of the weak and the helpless. They aid and comfort the unfortunate and the oppressed. They uphold the rights of others while defending his own. They will always be prepared to set forth their best. You deserve much credit for having achieved Scouting's highest award, but wear your award with humility, ever mindful that an Eagle Scout is looked up to as an example. May the Scout Oath and Scout Law be your guide for tomorrow and onward. Mr. Eddy, would you please come up and continue? Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Manser, I apologize.
Morning, everyone.
Morning.
Morning. I'm not Mr. Eddy. My name is Jim Manser. For those of you that don't know me, I've had the privilege, the honor, to be the organizational representative since this illustrious troop was founded and chartered back in January of 2007. It was May of 2009 that we had the privilege of having our first Eagle Scouts. It was October of 2024 that we had the honor of celebrating our guest of honor today as the 48th Eagle Scout for the troop. And since that time, we've had 2 more. So we're only up to 50. But the factory is still working. Ian's scouting journey has been long and full of activity. You've heard some of that today, so apologies in advance if I repeat a few things, but you know what? It's well worth it. It all began at the age of 6 when he joined Cutback 1250 in Laurel, Maryland, and later transferred to Cutback 432 in Elkridge, Maryland, before moving to Troop 432, and then joining our Troop 7155 here in Trappe. Of course, he completed every rank along the way, and as you heard previously, has earned over 100 merit badges. And if you haven't already done so, don't forget to put in for your Eagle Palms. Oh, golly gee, that just that was taken care of. Okay, and well deserved. Ian is a dedicated member of the Order of the Arrow. That too has been mentioned, and well worth mentioning again. And I'm not going to go through that litany for you, but it is well deserved. For Ian's Eagle Project, he did build a pergola, was mentioned. An outdoor structure with columns supporting the roof and grid and beams and rafters, for those that may not be familiar with it. A quiet place for reflection dedicated to veterans. And along with that, he built 6 seating swinging benches for that reflection, 1 for every branch of service. Today we honor a scout who has attained the rank of Eagle and know the things he has done in the past and can only imagine what he will do in the future. And while that has been said, we can only imagine what he will do in the future. I'm seriously thinking that we might look at a project for a maintenance record from what our scouts do when they age out. There's a gentleman in the room today who I don't believe made Eagle Scout. I don't know for sure. But this gentleman, when I was a Cub Master back in 1991, is now working with our troop today. So they do continue. They do things. And it's all for the betterment, as you've heard, of our society overall. Ian, I speak for all Eagle Scouts and have the honor to give you the Eagle Charge on the occasion of your elevation to the highest rank in scouting. The Boy Scouts of all nations constitute one of the most wholesome and significant influences in the world's history. You have been counted worthy of this high rank. All who know rejoice in your achievement, and as you live up to your obligations, you bring honor to yourself, your brothers, and your brother Scouts. Your responsibility extends to your country and your God. America has many good things to give you and your children after you, but these good things depend for the most part on the ability of her citizens and their contributions. Our country has a great past, and you can make the future still greater. I charge you to undertake your citizenship with solemn dedication. Be a leader, but only lead towards the best. Lift up every task you do and every office you hold to the highest level of service to God and your fellow man. So live and serve that those who know you will be inspired to the finest of living. We have too many who use their strength and their brains to exploit others and to gain selfish ends. I charge you to be among those who dedicate their hearts and hands to the common good. Build America on a solid foundation of clean living, honest work, unselfish citizenship, and reverence for God. Then whatever others do, you will leave behind you a record of which you may be justly proud. And I charge you to enter the Eagle Scout Brotherhood, holding without reservation ever before you the ideals of honor and service. When we began our program today, you joined with your fellow scouts in repeating the Scout Oath. Now you will repeat a new oath, the Eagle Scout Promise. Though the words you say are similar to those that you have said many times before, tonight they will have more meaning for you. When you pledge yourself on your sacred honor, you'll be sealing your oath in the words which close the Declaration of Independence. At this time, I would like to invite any Eagle Scouts that are in the audience to join us. Oh, good. We'll get half the room.
Answers that question.
Thanks for calling him out, Doug. Ben did make Eagle. Okay. God bless. Okay. Wow. Great. Okay. What I'd like to do is start off to my left and have all of the Eagle Scouts identify themselves and if they recall when they made Eagle.
Scott Hood, 1986.
Douglas LeBlanc, October 24.
Ryan McCabe, June 9th, 2024.
Chakowski, class of 1981.
Mike Ollinger, class of 1993.
I'm Robert Gunther. I don't remember. It was 1948 or something like that.
Benjamin Webb, 1998.
Ian Brum.
October 27th, 2024.
Okay. I'm Jim Manser, still Jim Manser. You can see me back here anymore.
Yeah.
It's all good, it's all good. Okay, I think this is the first time that someone has beat me for time. Because I was in June 27th of 1961. Okay, and I think this gentleman was not remembering, but thought it might have been 48. Or were you born in 48? It's all good. It's all good. Comrades, I want to thank you for coming up and helping us complete the ceremony. If you would, with our Eagle, new Eagle, please make the Scout sign and repeat after me. I reaffirm my allegiance.
I reaffirm my allegiance
to the three promises of the Scout Oath.
to the three promises of the Scout Oath.
I thoughtfully recognize
and
take upon myself the obligations and responsibilities of an Eagle Scout.
of an Eagle Scout.
On my honor, I will do my best to make my training and example, my rank and my influence, count strongly for better scouting, and better citizenship, in my troop, in my community, and in my contacts with other people. To this I pledge my sacred honor. Two. Eagle Scouts, with one exception, please take your seat. I would like to thank everyone for coming today. I know some people came from some distances, and that's a testament to Ian and his accomplishments and people wanting to offer that recognition. And now I'd like to turn this back to Mr. Ian.
We can escort Lori Brumlow to the front, please. Oh, so what's going on? Yep.
wow. You just got Eagle and already so bossy. I'm proud and honored. All right, Ian, your mother has undoubtedly been a great source of help and strength. No one will ever know the unnumbered acts of self-sacrifice from your mother. I'd like your mother to pin the Eagle Medal on your uniform.
50, really?
Talk somebody into doing this military stuff.
Yeah.
In recognition of your mother's devotion, please present her with the Eagle's mother pin.
Cool.
Scout pins on mother pin. Be nice. Throughout Scouting's history, the rose has been associated with the presentation of Eagle. As you present these 7 roses to your mother, I'd like to read the legend of the rose. The path of Boy Scouts from Scout to Eagle is long and oftentimes hard. He does not travel the trail to Eagle alone. Many people have been involved with him in his process. There is one person in particular that is honored in addition to the Eagle Scout. That person is mother. From the first overnight camp out to pinning his Eagle medal, she has shared the adventures of scouting with her son in a special way. With her guidance and encouragement, she has helped her son achieve a goal many fail to reach. She has watched her son mature from a young boy to a young man with the purpose of his life. She has been there to share his excitement of camping and hiking with his brother scouts. Most important of all, she has been there for her son when the going got tough and the spirits were low, as only a mother can do. Her love has been an important ingredient in her son's achievement. We honor her today with the presentation of 7 red roses. Each rose symbols a rank in the 7 ranks of scouting. That was really hard being the ant. Okay. It says on a lot of books, right? That's legal interest. Okay. Can we please have, are we having color guards?
Yeah.
Bring
Yeah, 'cause you
Sam
gotta
up?
do the 1 step home.
Color guards, can you please escort Sam?
How do you get hope? I got food much. How do you get hope?
Thank you, gentlemen. That was very needed. Your father, Sam Brum, has been a source of much advice and guidance along the Eagle Trail. He has been there in both times of hardship and triumph. He has sacrificed many, many, many weekends and waking hours to help guide you to where you are today. I'd like him to present the Eagle Scout neckerchief to you. color guards. My name is scored. This one might get lost. He's a tad bit older. Hi.
Halt. Going much. Halt. Bell face. Going much.
They're doing such a wonderful job. I mean, they got breath, came out, put them to work. Ian is also fortunate enough to have another father figure in his life, this person being Kevin Donnelly. He has helped with much of the project construction and helped raise Ian from the young age of 1. I would like to call Kevin Donnelly forward to present Ian with the Eagle Scout certificate. Ian will now present. He is now presenting the father pins.
So when my dad retired from the Navy, during his retirement ceremony, he put his chief pin on me. So, very happy to do the same now.
Oh, friends. Okay. As his mom, I've had the privilege of watching Ian grow into the Eagle Scout you see before you. He's independent, he's driven, don't let go of your head, very smart, funny. From the start, he loved scouting and he took it seriously. He earned as a Cub Scout more belt loops than he had belts. Little tiny weights and they're always falling off, and he loved it. It's been very important for him to have merit badges, as we've all talked about, over 100 of them. And they've given him a lot of great opportunities. The cooking merit badge, some great meals, some a little questionable, but that's okay. The gardening merit badge, so many radishes. I mean, we had radishes coming out our ears. And one of the first merit badges he did with Mrs. Hess was a nuclear science merit badge, because of course he had to start by splitting atoms. One of his biggest passions still is something that he learned through merit badge was the scuba diving merit badge. And he has earned since a few advanced qualifications, and he's proved that some people are just kind of meant to live under the water. But when he's not under the water, he also earned, he's also on top of it because he earned his Certified Angler Award, which includes fishing, fly fishing, and the Fish and Wildlife Management merit badge. So basically, if society ever collapses, he's going to be fine eating gourmet fish and radish milk, and the rest of us fighting over beans. But not every merit badge was a breeze. Basket weaving was a uniquely challenging merit badge that took quite a bit to get through, as was winter sports, because gracefully disembarking a chairlift with 6-foot skis is difficult, but he persevered after they dig him out of the snow. He was fine. When I think about his scouting journey, there's 3 main parts that really come to mind for me, right? And the first is watching this young cub just grow into a scout who was confident in his skills and he was comfortable in his adventure. When he started opting for these parent-free camping trips, we realized we had done something right as parents, and he was ready to soar, and he has soared the whole way to here. And then there was Sea Base. He was determined to go, so we found a troop that needed 1 more scout, and we stuck him in a white van with Candy, who was the scout leader. And then we sent him 1,000 miles away to Florida to go visit places like the Devil's Den. So it's kind of questionable. He took the opportunity and literally dove with it, coming back with tons of great skills and memories, and that's strong in the scouting win column there. And lastly, there's a super easy and attainable Epic Eagle Octagon, because octagons are really easy to make, right, Mr. Frank?
Oh, yeah.
And it serves, it's super easy, just a couple angles. It serves as a beacon for others. With a memory of the past, a moment in the present, and a view to the future, the project stands to help remind us all to reflect, experience, and be present. Through all of this, Scouting has shaped Ian into the person he is today. While not without its challenges, the program continues to evolve and place emphasis on safety, diversity, equity, and inclusion to meet the Scout where they are. One of the best things about Scouting is that it encourages the Scout to show up authentically and genuinely, and it helps guide that Scout into becoming a respectable and empowered citizen. Ian has gained confidence, leadership skills, and a whole range of experience to serve him through life. And though through it, he's kept his sense of humor, his thirst for knowledge, and the perseverance to push himself. To the leaders, mentors, and friends who have guided him, thank you. It truly takes a village to get here. Ian, achieving Eagle Scout is no small feat, but I know it's just another step in your journey. So keep on leading and learning, and if ever gets overwhelming, remember, A, you survived basket weaving, you survived skiing, and you will always have radishes. So congratulations.
Mom, thank you. I don't think I could top the comedic value or delivery of that speech, but I will try. So good morning, everyone. It is truly an honor to stand before you today as we celebrate the achievements of an exceptional young man, my son Ian. Today marks an important milestone in his scouting journey, a moment that reflects not just his dedication and hard work, but also the values and character, if you ever met him, that scouting instills in young people. I still remember some of his earlier adventures as he was getting started. In the beginning, there were there were overnighters at the hockey game and Red War Museum. Then we were on to some more adventurous items. I watched Ian grow more independent during Onteora, which is by far his favorite summer camp ever. While at Onteora, he played copious amounts of gaga ball, went fishing, stared at the night sky for his astronomy badge, and then went back to playing gaga ball the next day. From our time at West Point, where I was trying to keep both of us dry, to now, watching you independently prepare for your adventures has truly been an honor and a period of time I will miss dearly. I apologize. Ian, the skills you have developed, the challenges you have faced, and the lessons you have learned will serve you life. And let's not forget one of those lessons that continues to serve you well today, which is your backup roll of toilet paper and the block. To Ian's fellow scouts, leaders, and mentors, thank you. Thank you for your guidance, encouragement, and camaraderie. To the rest of my family and friends, we know the countless hours, the late nights, the encouragement, and sometimes not so gentle nudges as they can get to this day. But as we stand here celebrating Ian's accomplishments, we can all take immense pride in knowing that we have watched him grow into a young man who is resilient and determined. And Ian, excuse me, today is a moment to celebrate all you have achieved, but it is also a stepping stone to what comes next. As you continue your journey, whether in school, your chosen career, or life, never forget the values, that have brought you here. Can you continue to lead with kindness, serve with humility, and strive for excellence in all that you do? It's harder outside than me. Sorry. Congratulations, Ian. We are incredibly proud of you.
May your path ahead be filled with adventure, strength, purpose, and success. Ian, I love you, and congratulations on earning your Eagle Scout rank.
Trying to give me a message here, bud? It's sort of unusual to have two dads come up and speak. But I remember when Ian started as a Cub Scout, he was rather precocious, to put it nicely. He struggled to follow the rules and behave when he was a young cub. And going to the overnights were challenging. As a matter of fact, we got to go home early from one of them because things didn't go so well. But he learned a lot through scouting. And he went from that precocious cub to a leader of scouts. And it's been impressive to watch. And I loved going with him on those. We would pack together and head out for whatever the overnight adventure was. And then there was one time when I couldn't go. And he said, "It's okay, there, I got this." Thank you. I was both proud and disappointed because I knew that the time we'd spend together doing those sorts of things would diminish. And it has. And now he's gone from a kid who needed an adult to be there to being the leader at those scouts, at those camps. I remember when he first started packing for himself, and he would insist we didn't need to check his stuff. And then he'd come home and say, "I didn't have socks." Or "I didn't have a mess kit." But he learned. He learned. One of the things that he's developed is a strong sense of bravery. We talked about as one of the things in scouting. Ian has been historically not real thrilled with public speaking. And when he had to run a Klondike, he was the aged 14-year-old leading an entire Klondike, and there were hundreds of kids out there staring up at it. And he did it, and he ran it. And he spoke to them well, again and again. Sometimes he yelled at them. He was pretty good at wrangling the kids and making things happen. And he's developed into a leader through doing those things. And I've seen less and less of it because I haven't had to be involved. He's been doing his thing. Although I did stop by one camp when they were back down in Maryland, and a young cub, or a young scout rather, came to him to sign off on some skills. And Ian gave him the rough time as he's supposed to, gave him a bit of a hard time, but the kid was really nervous and kind of forgot some of the things he was supposed to know, and he did know. But Ian helped him through it with a sense of compassion and helpfulness that made me very proud. I really expected him to bust the kid's chops more. When he decided to do the famed octagon, there was a lot of work to be done. We had no idea the scale of what he'd taken on until we really got into it. When we had to build swings and a frame and a table, and an octagon, as Doug noted, was tough shape to build. The hundreds of parts involved, putting it all together. We spent many, many hours in the workshop. Ian never used tools that he wasn't supposed to, chop saws or drills or jackhammers or any of those sorts of things ever. But it got built, and it's a monument to his stick-to-itiveness. One of the things he's developed as a scout is grit, and it will serve him well for the rest of his life. It took him almost 3 years to do that octagon, and he had to go through presentations to city councils. He had to meet with building engineers. He had to raise an awful lot of money, And he had to be very patient, something he's not especially good at. Waiting for that concrete pad to be poured was tough. And there were an awful lot of times where I kind of thought maybe he might give up, but he never did. And again, that's going to serve you well. That's a monument to the work you've done, and the patience, and stick to itiveness you've got. And you'll be able to come back after you've mastered college, which is the next big step and the next big challenge you're going to have to take on, and see that it's still there and still serving the community just like you will. Congratulations.
I get to go after that. I can do this. I've had the privilege of knowing Ian since he was born. I don't know if many of you know this, but the young man I'm saying this is my son. And so these young men are 18 days apart. I got asked a lot, are they twins? No, they were born 18 days apart. We keep one in a little bit extra to cook. He's good. I've had so many wonderful, crazy, wild, and heartwarming moments with this epic Eagle Scout. Don't get me wrong, there have been many times when we all wanted to suffocate him. But clearly he is still here, which shows great restraint on all of his parents' part. Just saying for a friend. I have watched Ian grow from a wild Cub Scout with crazy blue mohawk, believe it or not, to a slightly awkward young Boy Scout, and into the very tall, hairy Yeti you see before you. I think my favorite scouting moment with Ian would be the Pinewood Derby races. He didn't always have the fastest car, or the coolest car, but you could see the pride. They weren't all cool. I have the pictures if anybody needs to see them. They were good cars. They weren't all cool, but you could see the pride he had in his car and the hard work that he did it all himself. I've had some of the most cherished conversations in my life with Ian on our trips to and from Maryland as I took him from Kevin's house, my house, back up to his parents' house. Ian has insight beyond his years and is truly an incredibly and inspiring young man and so well-rounded. I am proud to call him my second son and hope he will forever call me his second mom. And I hope he knows that I always will be there to support his crazy ideas, his wild schemes, and will always have a warm meal and a mom hug ready for him when he needs it. I feel so blessed to be part of Ian's life and so very proud of the young man standing in front of me.
I'd like to call up Mr. Eddie to help present the grandparent pins.
I already have it open for you.
Ian is lucky to have his grandparents, Jane and David, here to celebrate his achievements with him today. In recognition of their love and support of him, he'd like to honor each of them with a grandparent.
Good job.
Ian has some flowers that he would like to present. For our guest here today, a new Eagle presents a mentor pin to people he feels have guided and advised him along the path to Eagle. Ian would like to present his mentor pins.
So, I have had a long scouting career, especially with Boy Scouts. And there have been two people that have helped me out so insanely much within scouting, with both in mail badges and in my Eagle project. I would like to call forward Mr. Hess and Mr. Franks, please.
I didn't come with a speech, but I will say that as a volunteer in scouting, they say, well, it's just an hour a week. And I think that's per scout you interact with. And some of the scouts have been a little bit more challenging, but others have been the ones that really, really kind of feed it back to us. And Ian's one of those. When we see him, develop and grow through this program, he really embodies what the program is intended to deliver. And so when you look at him coming out here, so proud to have him here. This is what kind of keeps me in scouting, to see our scouts move along like this and develop. So, Ian, thank you for bringing us along with this epic journey. And when you're ready for the bugling merit badge, come by. Congratulations.
Yeah.
I'll try to keep it short. I would absolutely echo what Mr. Hess said. Having been a scout myself, I did not attain the rank of Eagle Scout. I hated myself for it, so I went and joined the Marine Corps instead. I still wish I had an Eagle Scout badge on my chest. But I take a lot of pride in helping these kids get to Eagle. I think it's just a phenomenal stepping off point going into the world and showing the world that there's good human beings out there. And Ian is absolutely one of them. I will not lie, I was very helpful with Ian with his Eagle project. I tried to dissuade him from building the thing. I took a look at when he first came up with the plans, I was like, are you sure you want to build it? Like, this thing's monstrous. A couple, 3 years later, we finally got it done, and all the credit in the world to his family, and you've got such a spectacular support structure around you. Everybody stepped up, toed the line for you. All the people that helped with the construction of the project did so completely willingly. Like, they were all behind you 110%. The concrete guys, the excavating contractors, all those people couldn't have been more proud to help you. That was, both fact that they were helping an Eagle Scout and that they were going to have this massive monument to the military service it was an easy sell to get the help we needed to make that whole thing happen. So I'm very proud to have been involved with you. I'm certainly glad to have met your whole family and your dad being a post member here. You know, like I remember when you guys came to the first meeting and you're like, "Hey, we're thinking about joining your troop. I'm a retired chief." And I'm like, "Oh, this is where you belong." You know, absolutely.
Thank you.
And yeah, it's been an honor and a privilege, and very, very proud of you. And you really set a high bar, and it's fun because we get to see kids now trying to hit your bar, right? Like we're watching a couple kids in the troop that are like, "Oh, Ian can do that. I get more than him."
Challenge accepted.
Challenge accepted. So, yeah, so thank you very, very much. And it is an honor, and thank you very much for naming me as one of your mentors. I appreciate that. I feel like I yelled at you a lot more than that.
With reason.
Thank you very much.
So, Mr. Fox, I'd actually like you to come back out here, please. I know I just sent you away. So, for my project, we had to dig at Victory Park. And I learned a lot of history of Victory Park, i.e. it used to be a landfill during World War II. It was filled in, made nice, looks beautiful. However, when we first broke ground, I discovered that the hard way. And the first thing I found, was a brick. This was a lot of old pipes. So, and Maryland, to your help, here is a plaque on the thing from the day we broke ground.
Properly labeled.
Properly labeled, got the dates.
Just in case you wanted to forget.
He waited until we were done the project to give me that brick so I couldn't throw it at him.
As we near the end of our ceremony, we'll be doing a few special traditions. I'd like to pass the speaker to Mr. Eddy.
So as we said earlier, there's a long tradition that we have these Eagle banners, that we have each Eagle Scout sign and date. You know what date you got, Eagle?
26.
Good. Right. Yeah. You can see this is our second one. As we said earlier, we're over 50 at this point. So we'll get you to sign this. So, Mr. Manser, would you like to come present the plaque from the VFW?
Thank you. Oh, we're back. That must mean we're near the end, but it's all good. Nobody's looking for this to be over sooner than it needs to be, of course. So I did say earlier that we were chartered in January of 2007, and when we all got together from October of 06 until that point, the original folks that worked with us putting this troop in place. One of the goals that we had was we want to be boy-led because we want to create leaders. You've heard a lot today about Ian and his leadership. And that is just continuing the legacy of the 47 that went before him and the 2 that came after, because they are all leaders. You have to be in this troop to be an Eagle. They don't do it any other way. So on behalf of the veterans of foreign wars, I have this certificate of recognition for you, awarded to Ian David Brum Troop 7155, for outstanding achievement and exceptional leadership ability, evidenced by the attainment of the rank of Eagle Scout. Welcome to the rank. Because I turned my head again. I'm not usually a picture hand, but I don't want to spoil something. Thank you.
I am proud to present our newest Eagle Scout. Ian has a speech that he would like to give. Good one. I don't think I'm going to beat my pants, I'm going to be honest with you.
He didn't pack his backup.
Okay.
Yeah, right.
So, I joined Scouts back in 2013, which means I have been a Scout for 12 years now. So I've been a Scout for over a decade. And it's been amazing. I can't complain about anything besides the weather at times. So, give me a second, I'm trying to come up with it. I have been presented with some awesome opportunities in Scouting. The best opportunities in my life, from going to NOAC, multiple conclaves, sea base, multiple camping trips. Even West Point is actually still one of my favorite camping trips, even though it was hailing, raining, we were in the mud, yada, yada, yada. Tents flooded twice, I think. But it taught me to pack a rain jacket. So, and over my scouting career, the one thing I really stuck to was merit badges. And I've had the excuses to go scuba diving. I got to go to the nuclear power plant. And as I brought up earlier, I was going to talk more about golden merit badges, but they beat me to it. Just for reference, out of my 12 years in scouting, the basketry merit badge took 16% of my time. A little bit of back of the napkin math. One of the mainstays of the scouting experience for me has been the Order of the Arrow. At some point in 2020, I was elected through the troop, and joined later that year at Fall Fellowship. And I fell in love after my ordeal. I was surrounded by people that shared both ambition and a dedication to service. I learned so much about how I am today through the Order of the Arrow, in both leadership, being a chapter chief at a young age, to later on becoming the active service chair for Unami Lodge. And it has taught me so much both about myself and about others. And I'm grateful to all the opportunities that the OA has provided me. Now, eventually, I did my Eagle project that took 3 years. That started, I believe, 2021, in May was when the first email was sent. And we spent so much time just prepping and talking. And during my Eagle Board of Review, I was asked a litany of questions. And one question was, out of all of my scouting career, out of the 12 years, what did I enjoy the most? What was my favorite part? And it took me a while. And I came to the conclusion that it was the time with my family. By the age of 18, you spend 90 to 95% of the time you will with your parents for the rest of your life. Half of that are memories that you will never be able to recall. You're 5, 3, whatever, not going to come back. And I have been able to spend in dedication the past 3 years of my life working day in and day out with my family to build something that is both a monument to those who serve, in honor of both my dad and my grandfather for their service to the country. And I like to think of it as a testament of our family's bonds and promises. I would like to thank everybody here who has helped me along the way, and everybody who came out today for supporting me in my lengthy endeavors. Thank you very much for helping me achieve my dream.
Today has been a special day for the Brum family and Troop 7155. Thank you all for coming and participating in this event. Food and refreshments will be served shortly. Please just give us a few minutes to set up.
All right.